Hello YouTube, this is What If Logic here, and this is What If Deku was an angel, basically. Not an angel, but what if Deku had Whis' abilities? So, in this What If, Deku won't be some extraterrestrial being that serves gods or anything. He's just gonna be, well, house to one of the most famous sidekick hero families, which Deku's family are known for being sidekicks to the most powerful heroes. Even though they're more powerful than them. But yeah, the Grand Priest is still the father to all of the angels, which all of them will be in this series, which all of them will be nerfed except Deku. Deku will have Whis' full abilities, full power, basically, although he won't use it a lot. So yeah, all of them are being nerfed. Deku will be the strongest out of all of them. Not, yeah, well, Deku Whis, per se. Deku is basically Whis in this. But yeah, Deku is stronger than all of them. He has Whis' full power without any nerfing. The reason why I'm not nerfing Deku is because Deku won't be as tempted to use his power as he would in any other What If. I'd say Frieza What If, where Deku could have just one-shot everyone. So, yeah. Or any other of my What Ifs on the channel. So, this will be an interesting one. If you guys want a part 2 to this, you guys can get me 20 likes. Which, when I start to get up in the subscriptions, I'll start to raise it. Like, if I hit 2,000 subscribers, you'll start to notice that my videos will be like 100 likes for a part 2 or something. But yeah, so, Deku was born in the family, I'm gonna say, well, Whis doesn't really have a last name, but I'm just gonna say, the Midoriya family, because the angels don't have last names. But yeah, so Deku is named Whis Midoriya. Vados is named Vados Midoriya, and all the other fat and skinny and lolly goddess or gods are named what they are in the original canon. Which, yeah. So All Might did have basically a sidekick, which was from this house, but it was the Grand Priest. And when All Might was injured, I'm gonna say that the Grand Priest, he was like, full power, as he healed All Might, basically. So, all for one, he gone. He not gone, but he's still injured, except All Might, because All Might in this timeline will not be injured, due to the fact of the Grand Priest, who is the strongest out of all of them, having basically just healed All Might's wound. So, Deku, he will have the ability to actually have the ability to force people into quirk singularity, which is, I'm pretty sure, when quirks get powerful, or you just know all of it, but yeah. I've been drawn to what family I should send Deku to. Either it's the Shoto family, or the Todoroki household, or the Yazurozu household. Confusing. So, I don't really know which house I should send them to, but I'll just leave that down to you in the comments, because Deku won't be sent to a house at the moment. So, Deku is grown up, basically being trained to be one of the hero sidekicks. Which, to be a hero sidekick, Deku does in fact have to go to UA, which means that he does have to pass. Which UA, they have to make special tests for Deku, the Midoriya family, because they're all powerful, and everyone is nerfed but Deku, so you know Deku's getting in there. And yeah, so Deku's life growing up is being trained trained and taught by his father, and he's training alongside the others, which Deku's abilities, if you don't know what Whis' full abilities are, is the ability to rewind time throughout the entire world, though. The entire world. He can rewind time throughout the entire world. 3 minutes. I might just take it down to 1 minute. I said I wasn't going to nerf Deku, but yeah, I'm just going to make it 3 minutes. He can materialize stuff into existence. He can warp. He can teleport. Those are the same things, but just gonna say that they're different. He has extremely powerful telekinesis. Well, those are the abilities that Deku will showcase now, but Deku Kid or Whis possibly does have more. And yeah, Deku also has a version of Ultra Instinct that's always active, so he dodges bitches, basically. So in the comments, you guys can tell me which family that Deku should be son to, the Todorokis or the Yazurozus. So yeah, get back to the story. Deku is training with the Grand Priest with his other brother and sister. They're being educated on things that they should know, and that's basically their life growing up. None of them question it. It's just their duty. And they do have blue skin with white hair, but Deku doesn't have Whis' ridiculous hairstyle. So, yeah. Deku does have the white hair, yeah, but he doesn't have Whis' hairstyle. He'll have his normal hairstyle. The current household master, which I'm gonna just say that they're they're the Midoriyas, but they're all serving under. I'm gonna say Zeno, whose quirk is erase, where he can just erase things from existence. So yeah, Deku. A few years later, I'm gonna say 15. Nothing really special happens because he's homeschooled. He doesn't really know anybody. So our boy Deku is walking, home from school when he bumps into a girl, basically. Deku's like, huh? Sorry, miss. As he grabs he telekinesis grabs the things that he knocked out of her hand, and he picks her up, dusting her off, and he's like, huh, well, I must be on my way. As she's like, you're part of the... As Deku's like, huh? The Midoriya family, as she finished. Deku's like, well, of course. As he's like, well, I must really be going, ma'am, as he leaves. So, who Deku just ran into, if you guys don't know, he just ran into, I'm gonna say it's Momo. Nothing really different happens. I might not have a ship in this due to Whis' personality, but nah. But yeah, Deku is on his way to basically. I'm gonna do what if Deku was a god of destruction. Not a god of destruction. I'm gonna do what if Deku had Beast or Beerus' abilities later on. But yeah, so our boy Deku, he is basically walking. Well, he finished his little walk and he returns home. And right out in their front door, there are a couple hooligans, or just low-level villains, getting ready to attack the household. Although Deku could or any of them at the fact, could basically snap their fingers and have their necks ringed. But, yeah. So, Deku, he is walking in fact, where... I'm just gonna keep doing it. Deku just snaps his fingers and they are all basically knocked out instantly. Hold on. So Deku snaps his fingers, knocks them all out, and he's getting ready to call the police, which he does, and the villains are taken away. So Deku is getting ready for the entrance exam, which his other brother and sister were shipped off to different continents in the world. Deku's the only one who's going to UA in this country. So he's like, I hope I see them again. As the Grand Priest is like, oh, are you showing emotion, Izuku? Deku's like, of course, I am human. As the old man's like, I guess you are. As Deku walks off. Which Deku is the more promising one of all of them, as I say again, since he is not nerfed like they are. So the Grand Priest does play favorites with Deku. So Deku arrives at these, basically, he arrives at the UA entrance exam where he's walking in and he bumps into a boy named Bakugo, which he grabs Bakugo's hand and he pulls him up. Bakugo's, what the fuck? And then Deku's like, well, if you were to excuse me, sir, as Deku would walk past. Bakugo's like, this as he's about to throw an explosion at Deku, which Deku easily just sidesteps. And Bakugo's like, huh? As Deku's like, please, refrain from doing such violent acts, sir. As Deku starts to walk through. So Deku walks in, and he walks to a separate hall, which then he walks into a room as he sits down in a chair. So Deku looks up, as then he is now facing, I'm gonna say, Nezu. And this is where Deku's test begins. So Nezu, he will test all of Deku's abilities, which Deku's obviously passing. I'm not going to tell you what the tests are because I don't really feel like randomly thinking up any of them. But yeah, Deku just gets in. So he goes up to the stands to watch the other heroes as Deku sits down, and they're like, so this is that hero psychic from the Midoriya family. As they're like, yeah, how does it feel being the most powerful one out of your entire, well, out of your all of your siblings? Deku's like, well, quite marvelous actually. As they're like, I'm gonna say this is midnight. She's like, well, kid, you have a interesting way of speaking. And if I didn't give Deku a current age, he's 18 right now. So if I said he's 15, he's 18. So yeah, she's like, quite the treat. And Deku looks at her and he's like, oh my. As they're like, Midnight, stop messing with the boy. As she sits down. So yeah. As Deku starts to watch the entrance exam, he looks at the two people that he's most likely to be basically joining. As he's like, Yo, Momo Yazarozu, quirk creation. And he's like, quite useful. As he looks over at Todoroki's data, and he's like, Todoroki Shoto. Icy hot. He has daddy issues, huh? As they're like, you really speak what's on your mind, kid, huh? As Deku's like, well, it's a bad habit. I must get rid of it quickly before I get my hero psychic, or become a hero psychic to my, current master, basically. Which, Deku, since he is a powerful, when the Grand Priest dies, Deku will take over as the head of the family. So, yeah. So, Deku, he, basically, after his exams, I'm gonna say that Uraka Ujako, she gets hit by a rock, which Deku's like, oh my, as he snaps his finger, and time goes back. So, before she gets hit by the rock, Deku snaps his fingers, and the rock disappears. Which Uraka's like, huh? As they're like, what? As they look over at Deku, they're like, I'm gonna say Midnight's like, whoa, that's kind of creepy. You could do that from any distance? Deku's like, well, yeah, of course. As he snaps his finger again, and I'm gonna say like a pencil disappears that was what Deku had in his hand. As he's like, I could erase anything I wanted from any distance, all over the world, basically. As he's like, I never tried erasing things from basically all over the galaxy, but there's nothing to erase out there. So Deku, after the entrance exams, he gets up and he walks out. So, yeah, that's all. Down in the comments, I'm gonna have, well, you guys need to tell me what hero family Deku will be working under, which is the Momo or Yazarozu's, or the Todoroki's. So this will be the end of part 1. Thank you for watching, and this is What If Logic.